Zero. Zero. Now, if working out is getting to the Super Bowl or winning it, okay? And I'm starting to believe you when you say, that's not what the Steelers are about.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you're right and it's just about let's get in the playoffs.
What about
I'll say slim.
And make some noise.
Hold on,
Slim.
can we set it at win a playoff game?
Oh, that's
Because that
would be a huge win.
That's what I'm
Slim
saying.
at best.
So you give them a slight chance at that. Because I give them no chance. But go ahead.
I do think they are going to. I think they're going to experience their first losing season, obviously, since Tomlin was there. I think we're going to see that Tomlin's, and he had some faults, but he was holding this thing together and getting them to their 9 or 10 wins every year. Aaron Rodgers was mid last year.
Yep.
And at 42 and 43, he's not going to get better. And check this out. His last 2 years with Mike McCarthy, who I do think is a good coach. But his last 2 years with McCarthy in Green Bay, that was MVP Rodgers. I mean, he won it 2 years after, McCarthy left 2 times. They were 10-12-1. 10-12-1. Rodgers did miss some games because of injury the first year of this two. But this is a terrible move by the Steelers. Wow. They need to just go ahead. They should have taken their lumps this year, rebuilt under McCarthy, and gone for the future. And they're going to try to win. They might win 7 games, something like that.
I think they should sign Kirk Cousins.
Really?
Yeah, I am offended on the Steelers' behalf that Rodgers is just such a delicate snowflake that he can't make his decision yet. Like, you can be like, Nick, why are you then not bothered about Kirk Cousins? I don't think there is a team in the league that has said to Kirk Cousins, you're our starter. Mm-hmm. And so I think Kirk is waiting to survey the landscape in a way a lot of like the second and third wave veteran free agents are. That's not this. This is like, it is inexplicable, bordering on indefensible, why Aaron Rodgers is not on the Steelers yet. If, assuming the Steelers want him, which it appears they do, and this whole they haven't offered me a contract nonsense he peddled to McAfee, that I tried to be nice the day of it, and then I was like, Nick, just be honest with the audience. This is all kayfabe. This is wrestling at this point. And for some reason, he needs to be special. He can't sign in the regular wave of free agency. He can't just be a part of the regular timeline of a season. And this is 4 years of this now.
Yeah. It is interesting because first off, I think they could still have a lot of success with Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. I'm not going to go back like 10 years ago or whatever it was. I'm like that silly. I'm not going to waste my time. Sorry. I don't remember who was on the team, what was going on. Aaron was injured and missed a bunch of games. What are we doing here? That is so meaningless to me. I can't even begin to emphasize just how meaningless that is to me. But yeah, you let Kyler go too, Fields wasn't coming back. Why would you want Fields? I don't even know why Fields was even mentioned there. Gino. Yeah, it feels like okay, you're going to be moving forward with Aaron. And then the question though is well then why hasn't this just been done before? And last season it kind of made sense a little bit based on what were the options for Pittsburgh and what they could potentially do. And when you listen to other retired quarterbacks talk about that it makes sense why Aaron isn't going to sign because of some of the other stuff yet that he's going to wait to sign and that it doesn't really matter at all because of what is actually needed from him etc. I think both Hasselbeck brothers were kind of talking about it and whatnot and it made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense and I'm certainly going to defer to them in terms of off-season quarterbacking. Okay. They're going to know that way more than any of us will know. But I do think it's different when it was a new team versus a team that you've already have obviously an established relationship with. And I don't know, man. I don't get hung up on the media in terms of some of these players making media appearances and whatnot and doing that. It's not always my favorite thing out there, but I do think if this whole I'm trying to figure it out, right? Like cuz like that's kind of like what Aaron's kind of whole selling point is right now is kind of I'm just trying to work it out, figure it out, blah 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 Pittsburgh. And it's like and yet like you are going on like McAfee and whatnot. And it's just like if Aaron was more of just like kind of like a quiet reserved kind of just like hey man I just kind of do my own thing in the offs you know like I keep my thoughts to myself and all that type of stuff then I would like yeah that's fine you know just it's how he handles this aspect of the NFL and it's like that's you know fine totally fair go do it but that's not what he does that's not his approach and that is what then makes it kind of tired and I've defended Aaron a lot over these years. A lot. A lot. A lot. I defended his trip to Egypt or what, you know, whatever the heck it was. Like I really did his darkness retreat, all of that. But like at this point, I don't know. I just think like have this stuff figured out. And if Aaron thinks that he's kind of like pushing and pulling the media and Aaron Rodgers does not move the needle, he does not move the needle in terms of like media discussions. He just doesn't. He's not that just well, you know, if we talk about Aaron, everyone's going to be watching. It's just not what happens. I was making videos, I think it was with the Jets when he was with the Jets obviously and I was like I wasn't talking to them about a lot about them and I made a video and I was like you know I haven't made a video about you know the Jets and Aaron in a while and I'm like cause honestly like nobody watches them blah 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 and I was like cause like no one actually really cares despite the media trying to make it a thing. I'm like, no one actually legitimately cares. And someone in the comments section was like, oh, why aren't you talking about the Jets? And someone replied. For me and was just like, did you not hear what he literally said in this video? And then also like, look at the views. It has like a couple hundred views cause like nobody cares. Like none of us as general football fans who love to watch all the teams, all the quarterbacks, all the games and whatnot, we don't wake up in the morning and be like, oh, did you hear what Aaron said? Oh, where do you think Aaron's gonna sign? I don't know. He could go to Minnesota or he could go to Pittsburgh. Like, no one really cares. No one really cares. It's like doesn't really matter that much. It's not a talking point. And I don't know if Aaron still thinks he kind of has that momentum, but it's just kind of like it doesn't really matter. And so if you're trying to do that song and dance, I'm kind of like, and that is where I'm kind of just like, come on, man. Can we just have a normal off season? Can things just be normal? Can we just, you know, and like again, like I don't think Aaron was bad last season. Aaron actually really impressed me. He really impressed me and he showed his worth. We talk about this all the time. All the time. Snorts, who are you as a quarterback? Who are you as a team? Who are you as a coach? When you're down by 2, up by 2, 3 minutes to go, fourth quarter, ball in your hands. What do? Do you convert that first down and not give the ball back? Do you force the other team to use their timeouts? Do you score? Do you go up by 2 or whatever? Like, who are you? Who are you? And Aaron showed his worth in those moments many times last season, many times. And so, we can't hold, you know, the Lamar Jackson's feet to the fire in those moments and the Caleb Williams, etc., and be like, those guys got to be better. And they do. And I just said random names. Don't get hung up on the names. And then downplay what Aaron has been able to do in that even this version of Aaron Rodgers. And so that does matter. That does matter. And so I am optimistic with a team with an offense that has a little bit more juice and Mike McCarthy at the helm that this offense could be like, okay, I see you. I see you. And so that is where then I just want Aaron to just be like, okay, you're playing, right? And if you are like, we're just taking care of this. We got this all taken care of. Because even if Aaron, because this is what the weird thing is, because if Aaron is like, I am doing this, right? And they've and the Steelers know it. This is why this situation doesn't really 100% make sense to me, because if the Steelers are confident Aaron's coming back and they're having the conversations where Aaron's like, buddy, I'm definitely doing it. I'm just not signing yet because of X, Y, and Z. I don't really care about X, Y, and Z. I'm just like, that's great, but just sign. We're not here to play the X, Y, and Z games right now. It's just like, come on, man. What are we doing? And if they don't know yet, because they haven't had that true conversation where they're shaking each other's hands, looking each other in the eyes, and saying I'm playing, I just don't want to sign yet because of X, Y, and Z. And it's just kind of like, I don't know. Do you? Don't you? I don't know. I'm just like, what are we doing? What the heck? What are we doing? Like, what games are we playing right now? If it's not X, Y, and Z, and it's A, B, and C, then what the heck are A, B, and C right now? What are we doing? What are we doing? What's the actual situation here? And then that makes me even angrier at that point. And then at that point, I would be like, all right, fine. Goodbye and good luck. It's not I rather take a chance on a Kyler Murray or it's like at that point I'm like, yeah, then just give me Kirk Cousins because I believe I could also win and have some success with Kirk Cousins. So I was like, yeah, fine. Give me Kirk Cousins. I'm good. He will sign right now. He'll be all in. He'll say all the great things at the mic if I want to develop my, or whatever, like we still got Kirk, Kirk Cousins can do that as well. And okay, great. I'm happy with that. I'm content. And if he's not good and we're not good, great. And we're drafting high. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I mean, Brew kind of got it wrong here because he's like, they should have just taken their lumps and blah 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 blah. And he's like, I think they might win 7 games. Okay, they win 7 games. That's a pretty high draft pick. You're going to be in a great position to draft a great quarterback. I mean, I understand maybe it's not as good as winning 4 games or something, but I don't know. Still seems like it would be a good situation. So, it's either way it kind of works and you win some games and there you go. Or you don't and it fails spectacularly and now you are in the situation where you're like alright, we can draft our quarterback of the future. So yeah, I mean, listen, if you're looking at it through the ultimate long-term lens, then yes, don't be good, be bad, draft that quarterback. But we can't say in one breath that we want the NFL to be competitive and teams to do everything they can to win no matter what and then fault a team for still trying to make decisions to be competitive year after year after year. I hate watching teams and watching games that I know one of those teams is just absolutely awful. Even if they're going up against a team again like the Bills, the Eagles, the teams that actually matter season to season. I'm like, this is a waste. This is such a bummer because this isn't a real game to me. No matter what I see, no matter what I witness, no matter what moment of greatness there is, I'm just like, congrats. It was against Geno Smith in Las Vegas. Wow, congrats Chiefs. You beat Marcus Mariota and the Washington Commanders. Wow, nice. Oh, you beat Dylan Gabriel and the Cleveland Browns. Wow, that was yeah. No, it was cool. And that's a bummer because we all love football so much and any game that doesn't matter is a missed opportunity for an awesome game, for an awesome moment. And so I do appreciate that the Steelers are yeah, we every single year we still bring it. We still put ourselves in positions to win games, to be brutal, to beat. And I get it because they've come up short and I expect more out of the Steelers. I've told you guys this a million times. I lived in Pittsburgh when they won their last Super Bowl. I was there in the streets when they were doing all the stuff out there. And so, I remember it vividly, very vividly. So I know how much it matters to that city. And so I would be upset if I'm still living in Pittsburgh and all of that. And I just see that they kind of just keep going through this Groundhog's Day situation. Like, yeah, I would be upset. I would be bummed. But I do also think it's worth it to emphasize the respect that you have for a franchise and a team that's still just kind of like, listen, man, we're not unloading and trading all of our talent and we're just going to be terrible and then we're going to have to rebuild and the draft blah blah. They still are doing what they're trying to do to keep their best talent to put a team that can win forward. You know that they are trying, and so I do respect that. But the whole song and dance with Aaron Rodgers at this point, like I said, I've defended him plenty over these years and at this point I'm just kind of like, what are we doing here? And like honestly, these are clips that if there was more going on in the NFL world, I would skip. I really would because I'm like I don't feel like talking about Aaron Rodgers and he's like, is he gonna play with the Steelers? I'm like, that's like I don't care. I really don't. But like there's not a lot going on and I want to make a Steelers video. And unfortunately it's the most pressing thing for the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. So it's like, alright, if you want to make a Steelers video then you got to talk about this, and if you got to talk about this then you got to talk about that. And it's like, alright, I guess. So, but that's why I just want to move on past from this and then we can have, like, dare I say, real conversations that hold actual relevance. I know it's a crazy concept, but those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Any chance this works out for Pittsburgh? They're going to get Aaron. They're going to be great. To me, I'll say win playoff game. That's my cutoff point. Win a playoff game, which I think would be considered a success for the Pittsburgh Steelers. At this point in time, even though they're a franchise that's clearly worth more than just a playoff win, but Bruce says no chance and Nick says no chance. So, let me know your thoughts, in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get to some discussions. Let's get to some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.